Hello YouTube! It is with a sad heart that we report of country legend Loretta Lynn's passing. Loretta Lynn was born April 14, 1932, and passed away October 4, 2022. She was an American singer-songwriter. In a career which spanned 6 decades in country music, Lynn released multiple gold albums. Lynn received many awards and other accolades for her groundbreaking role in country music, including awards from both the Country Music Association and Academy of Country Music as a duet partner and an individual artist. She was nominated 18 times for a Grammy Award and won 3 times.
Hey, this is what this business is all about, ain't it? This is one of it. I'd like to say that the main thing about country music is I love to sing it, and there's a lot of people who love to hear country music.
Well, you leave me at home to keep a teepee clean, a 6-pound poos is to break and wean, where your squaw is on the warpath tonight.
As of 2022, Lynn was the most awarded female country recording artist, and the only female ACM artist of the decade, 1970s. Lynn scored 24 #1 hit singles and 11 #1 albums. She ended 57 years of touring on the road after she suffered a stroke in 2017 and then broke her hip in 2018. Lynn was born Loretta Webb in Butcher Hollow, Kentucky, on April 14, 1932. She was the eldest daughter and second child born to Clara Marie Clary and Melvin Theodore Ted Webb. Ted was a coal miner and subsistence farmer. Lynn and her siblings are of partial Cherokee descent. She was named after the film star Loretta Young. On January 10, 1948, 15-year-old Loretta Webb married Oliver Vanetta Doolittle Lynn, better known as Doolittle, Doo, or Mooney. They had met only a month earlier. The Lynns left Kentucky and moved to the logging community of Custer, Washington, when Loretta was 7 months pregnant with the first of their 6 children. In 1953, Doolittle bought her a $17 harmony guitar. She taught herself to play the instrument, and over the following 3 years, she worked to improve her guitar playing. With Doolittle's encouragement, she started her own band, Loretta and the Trailblazers, with her brother Jay Lee playing lead guitar. She often appeared at Bob's Tavern in Blaine, Washington, and the Delta Grange Hall in Custer, Washington, with the Penn Brothers Band and the Westernners. She cut her first record, I'm a Honky Tonk Girl, in February 1960. Lynn released her first Decca single, Success, in 1962, and it went straight to number 6.
We used to go out walking hand in hand. You told me all the big things you had planned.
Beginning a string of top 10 singles that would run throughout the 1970s. Lynn's music began to regularly hit the top 10 after 1964 with songs such as Before I'm Over You, which peaked at number 4, followed by Wine, Women and Song, which peaked at number 3. In late 1964, she recorded a duet album with Ernest Tubb. In 1965, her solo career continued with 3 major hits, Happy Birthday, Blue Kentucky Girl, and The Home You're Tearing Down. Lynn's label issued 2 albums that year, Songs from My Heart and Blue Kentucky Girl. Lynn's first self-penned song to crack the top 10, 1966's Dear Uncle Sam, was among the first recordings to recount the human costs of the Vietnam War. Her 1966 hit You Ain't Woman Enough, To Take My Man, made Lynn the first country female recording artist to write a #1 hit.
Singing You Ain't Woman Enough to Take My Man, here's Miss Loretta Lynn.
Oh, but I don't think you can, 'cause you ain't woman enough to take my man.
The song would later be parodied by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in the film Be Cool.
Oh, but I don't think you can, 'cause you ain't woman enough to take my man.
No, and don't come home but drinking with lovers on your mind.
In 1967, Lynn reached #1 with Don't Come Home A Drinkin', with Lovin' on Your Mind, which became one of the first albums by a female country artist to reach sales of 500,000 copies. Lynn's next album, Fist City, was released in 1968. The title track became Lynn's second #1 hit, as a single earlier that year, and the other single from the album, What Kind of a Girl Do You Think I Am, peaked within the top 10. In 1968, her next studio album, Your Squaw Is on the Warpath, spawned 2 top 5 country hits, including the title track and You've Just Stepped In, from Stepping Out on Me. In 1969, her next single, Woman of the World, Leave My World Alone, was Lynn's third chart topper, followed by a subsequent top 10, To Make a Man Feel Like a Man. Her song You Ain't Woman Enough to Take My Man was an instant hit and became one of Lynn's all-time most popular. Her career continued to be successful into the 1970s, especially following the success of her autobiographical hit Coal Miner's Daughter, which peaked at #1 on the Billboard Country chart in 1970.
Well, I was born to coal miner's daughter in a cabin on a hill in Butcher Holler.
The song Coal Miner's Daughter later served as the impetus for the best-selling autobiography, 1976, and the Oscar-winning biopic, both of which share the song's title. In 1973, Rated X peaked at #1 on the Billboard Country chart and was considered one of Lynn's most controversial hits. The following year, her next single, Love Is the Foundation, also became a #1 country hit from her album of the same name. The second and last single from that album, Hey Loretta, became a top 5 hit. Lynn continued to reach the top 10 until the end of the decade, including 1975's The Pill, one of the first songs to discuss birth control. Many of Lynn's songs were autobiographical, and as a songwriter, Lynn felt no topic was off-limits, as long as it was relatable to women. In 1976, she released her autobiography, Coal Miner's Daughter, with the help of writer George Vexey. It became a #1 bestseller, making Lynn the first country music artist to make the New York Times bestseller list.
Hey, Louisiana woman,
Mississippi man,
we get together every time we can. The Mississippi River can't keep us apart.
In 1971, Lynn began a professional partnership with Conway Twitty. As a duo, Lynn and Twitty had 5 consecutive #1 hits between 1971 and 1975. Because of her dominant hold on the 1970s, Lynn was named the Artist of the Decade by the Academy of Country Music. She is the only woman to win this honor. On March 5, 1980, the film Coal Miner's Daughter debuted in Nashville and soon became the #1 box office hit in the United States. The film starred Sissy Spacek as Loretta and Tommy Lee Jones as her husband, Doolittle Mooney Lynn. The film received 7 Academy Award nominations, winning the Best Actress Oscar for Spacek, a gold album for the soundtrack album, a Grammy nomination for Spacek. From 1963 until 2021, she released 46 studio albums. From 1962 until 1979, her singles would mostly make the top 10 on the country charts. She released a total of 86 singles. 5 of them made the top 20 during the 1980s, even after the onslaught of the new country, which saw the old-style country artists start to fade on the charts. These included the top 10 I Lie.
I don't want to tell you the truth, oh, so I lie.
24 of her singles made it to #1 on the country charts, and she's had 45 million singles sold.
She's so sorry she couldn't be here tonight. She's a little under the weather.
Over the years, Lynn suffered from various health concerns, including pneumonia on multiple occasions, and a broken arm after a fall at home. In 2010, Lynn missed a tribute to her from other women of country music due to undergoing knee surgery. In May 2017, Lynn had a stroke at her home in Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. She was taken to a Nashville hospital and subsequently had to cancel all of her upcoming tour dates. The release of her album Wouldn't It Be Great was delayed until 2018. On January 1, 2018, Lynn fell and broke her hip. Lynn died in her sleep at her home in Hurricane Mills on October 4, 2022, at the age of 90. That was a brief look at country pioneer Loretta Lynn. We hope you enjoyed the show and will remember Loretta Lynn fondly. What was your favorite Loretta Lynn song? Album? Let us know your thoughts on Loretta Lynn in the comments below, and, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, ring the bell to stay informed. Until next time, this is Grace in for Kevin Given saying live long and prosper, may the force be with you, and keep reaching for the stars.